What is good, guys? It's your girl SIMPLEFX back with another vlog for y'all here today. I'm here at the park waiting to meet my god kids. Gonna play with them for a little bit. So while I wait on them, I decided to real quick, I guess, do a quick vlog for y'all since I haven't done one in a while. And so this morning, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were discussing basically like lifestyle, you know, entrepreneurship lifestyle, being able to wake up every day and do what you want and work your business how you want to work it, when you want to work it, and how much of a blessing of a life that is. I hope y'all can hear me. There's a whole lot of noise out here. Okay, yeah. Sorry about the noise, guys. Yeah, so we were talking about lifestyle and the blessing that it is to be able to live your life and plan your life as you please, you know, when you're working an entrepreneur lifestyle. And when talking about trading in particular, specifically, I often hear people talk about wanting to go full-time with trading and being, you know, a full-time trader and whatnot. And the reality of it is, guys, is that yes, you can be technically a full-time trader, right? You can. It just depends on your definition of what full-time really means and how much of an income do you need to be making on a consistent basis for you to be able to go full-time. And it's relative, right? It's not the same all across the board for everybody. It's different. You might have somebody that says, you know, to be a full-time trader, I need to be making, you know, between 10 and, you know, 20,000 a month. And then you have the next person who's like, I'd be comfortable making 1,000 a week, you know, because that's probably more than I make now, and I can live comfortably off of that. You have some people who have, you know, lifestyles, they have responsibilities, they have kids, they have, you know, high bills, whatever the case may be. So they may need to make a little bit more as opposed to somebody who's maybe single with no kids, you know, lives by themselves and stuff. So they don't really need that much. You know, they kind of live a very modest lifestyle. So it's different. It's different for everybody. But to be on the safe side, guys, to be completely like real with y'all, I would say there's no such thing as really going full time as a trader. There really isn't, because trading to me is first of all, yes, it's good money. It's a lot of money. It's fast money. But at the same time, it can be inconsistent at times, and it is risky. You know, I think it's too stressful to just be a full-time trader. I think it's better to be a full-time entrepreneur and have, you know, your hand in different baskets than it is to just be a trader, because having to trade every day essentially is not the life that you really want. You want to trade not because you have to, but because you want to. You don't want trading to turn into a job. You don't want it to turn into like, now you're your own boss, but the charts kind of own you now. You know, you need to win often. You need to make as much money as you can, because that's all you have. And you never want to put your back up against the wall like that. I constantly tell my students, I tell anybody I know, even if it wasn't trading, it could have been any other business. But don't put your back up against the wall and only have one means, especially a risky means. It's not like you know, you have the safety net of a 9-to-5 where you have a guaranteed paycheck coming to you every 2 weeks, so where you can count on that. So you want to set yourself up to where you can be comfortable, right? You can sustain your lifestyle or upgrade it whenever you want, but not become a slave to the charts, not become a slave to what, you know, to trading, period. Going full time, guys, is, y'all got to be real, okay? I'll tell y'all my story and my background. Welcome to the sponsor of this video, the Forex broker that I use, which is called Hankotrade. I've been using this broker for well over 7 years now. I have a great track record with them. They process withdrawals very, very fast. They're processed within 12 to 24 hours. Their customer service is excellent. If you look at your back office here, you come to the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you'll see that you can chat with customer service with them. You have access to bonuses. You can deposit whenever you like. You can see your account operation, and they also have a referral program where you can refer people such as your friends, your family who are also traders to sign up with your personal affiliate link and also gain income on that. Okay, so this is their back office here. Very, very simple, very easy to sign up with them. You would add just your simple personal information for them to know a little bit about you, and then your account is ready to go, and you're more than welcome to deposit and get ready to trade right when you're ready. And we hop on over to their platform, their trading platform, which is called HANKOX. Here you have a clean trading platform. Here you have the different time frames that you can use to look at your pairs. You can decide how small or large you'd like your watch list to be. They have all Forex pairs, indices, commodities, and cryptos for you to trade. Quick one trade buttons here for you to trade, and you also have your sell and your buy buttons over on the opposite side of the screen. Your buy stops, buy limits, very smooth, very user friendly, very quick execution, and really zero complaints with the platform. It works very, very well, and this is the platform that I use every single day for my trading. Once you execute your trades over on this side of the screen, you will see them appear at the bottom here, where you'll see you have your open positions, pending orders, closed positions, and they also offer hedging as well for those of you that enjoy the option to hedge your trades. So this is the Hankotrade platform that I use. If you'd like to sign up and get access to this platform and also be entered into the cash giveaways that we do every single month, go ahead and use the link in the description box below, and I will see you guys on the next trade. With that being said, let's head back on over into finishing our video. I had a really good job. I had a career. You know, I was a police officer. I was pulling in, I think, 21 or so hundred every 2 weeks, and which back then in 2017, 2018 was, you know, pretty good money for somebody who was living alone at the time. With, you know, my biggest bill was my rent, which was only $1,000, and my car note was like $150 a month. So it really wasn't much. So I was comfortable on that. And then I had unlimited overtime, right? I could work overtime whenever I wanted, as much as I wanted. And sometimes I made more money working overtime than I did with my regular paycheck. So everyone's circumstances are different, and how it allows you to be able to go full-time at some point. For some people, it's harder than others. For some people, it's easier. For me, it wasn't necessarily easier for me because I had a decent paying job, but it was still harder because the problem that I had, most people didn't have. And that was where I was blowing money like crazy trading because I had it to blow. I had the money to invest. I had the money to buy courses. I had the money to buy in-person classes. I had the money to put into trading accounts to trade and try to win because I had a good paying job. I didn't have a lot of bills. I didn't have any debt. So it was like, I was cool. I was doing good. But everybody doesn't have that same situation. You know, a lot of people have that 9-to-5 job where they can only make, you know, what their salary is. Maybe they don't have overtime, or their overtime doesn't pay that much, or they have a lot of bills. You know, they have kids, they got daycare, they have maybe 2 cars in the household. So now you have 2 car notes, 2 car insurances, 2 cars to maintain gas and whatnot, mouths to feed, you know. And then here's the biggest kicker of it all: 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. When is the best time to trade? New York session, right? London too, but for the most part, New York is the most popular session. So when you think about it, everybody's at work during that time. So now you got to try to balance and say, damn, how can I make a way to be able to trade New York session and I got to go to work? And then if you're like, okay, well, I can't do New York because I got to get up at 6, 7 in the morning to get ready for work. New York session starts at 9. I got to be at work at 9. Now, you know, I got the whole day. I can't really trade off and on. I can't really be on my phone. I can't whatever. I got to work. So let me do it when I get off. But then when I get off, I got the kids coming home from school. I got to cook dinner. I got to do laundry. I got to help with homework. You have all these things hindering you from what you got to do. So when you have the person that has all of these responsibilities to handle, and then you have somebody like me who didn't have any kids, decent job, decent hours. I pretty much picked what hours I wanted to work. And when I wanted to trade London session, I would make sure I was working during the day so that I could be home at night and be able to trade London. And then when I decided London was too much for me and I wanted to switch on over to New York, I just adjusted my work schedule to where I work nights and I was home during the day, or worked afternoons, and I was able to trade New York session. So I had, a lot of flexibility. I had the flexibility with my work schedule, with my job, and I also had the flexibility income-wise because I had the disposable income to be able to do what I needed to do to better myself with trading. Everybody doesn't have that, so you have to find that balance. So that's why I say don't put yourself just in a box with trading, because sometimes it's going to be harder for most people than others. So the best thing to do is to try to find a different avenue. Not saying you got to give up trading or quit trading, but try to find something that works for you. Keep up with your trading, and when your work schedule allows, or you're able to make enough doing whatever else you're doing on the side, maybe then you can start to kind of pull back from your job a little bit and put more effort into your side gigs that you have, because ultimately your goal is to be a full-time entrepreneur. So it's not about putting all of your time and effort into your job. It's more, okay, my job is my job. I'm gonna let it serve its purpose. I'm gonna let it do its thing. And I know my ultimate end goal is to have my own businesses, not just business, but businesses, and have those sustain me. So I know that majority of my energy has to go towards those. So you gotta find a way to make it work some way, somehow. I talk about sacrifice a lot. I talk about having the right circle and the right people around you, because you're gonna need that. You're gonna need the right support system, especially if you have all of these burdens, on top of you, hindering you from making the progress that you want to make. So if you're married and, you're trying to, get this trading thing down for the family, essentially it's for the family. It's not just for you, it's for you, your spouse, and your kids. Everybody's going to benefit if you, take off with it. So, hey, talk to your spouse. Say, listen, I need you to take over. I need you to help me out here. I need you to take over with the kids, at night so I can trade, agent session. Or, hey, babe, would it be all right if I adjusted my work schedule? If you can. You got the kids in the morning, get them ready for school, drop them off, this and that. Now I have the whole morning or sometime in the morning to be able to, practice, do my chart markups, do my thing, and be able to do it. If you don't have that help, then try to find a balance. Put your kids in after school, ask a family member to help out with them, maybe after school, before school, whatever the case may be. Try to find a way to maneuver. And if it just can't work for whatever reason, now it's time to think outside the box. Now it's time to start looking at other things that maybe will work around your schedule, and now you can use that as an avenue to propel you, to get you almost like a catalyst to get you to where you want to be, essentially, with your trading down the line. So I really hope that, first of all, that you recognize your situation. You're able to kind of, compartmentalize certain things so that you're able to organize and find a balance. You're just trying to find a healthy balance. So when you're just trading, it's all about the charts. When you're with your family, it's about the family. When I'm at work, it's about work. You know what I mean? Because that discipline, that structure is what's going to translate over into the charts. And I say this all the time, how you live your life off the charts is going to manifest itself on the charts. So if you're very sporadic, you're kind of, fly by the seat of your pants type of person, and you're like that on the charts, it's going to be tough for you to be consistent. But if you're very disciplined, you're very structured, you have a plan, you have rules, you follow those rules, you stick to them, you're disciplined in what you're doing, you're keeping your eye on the prize, and your focus, that's going to transfer to the charts. And that will get you to consistency more than anything, other than anything else, to be honest with y'all, okay? So, I hope that this video can serve to help those of you that are struggling with finding a balance, those of you that are struggling with maybe trading it. For me, my work schedule is not allowing it, my home life is not allowing it, my confidence is shot. You're going to be losing a lot in the beginning, way more than you're actually winning. So you're going to have to find that motivation, find that drive from somewhere to keep you going. And if your outside life is also, beating you down, as well as the charts beating you down, it's gonna, you're gonna find yourself wanting to quit, and you're gonna probably end up regretting it, because trading is a gift. I do think that this skill is a gift, and everyone should be doing it at some point or some way, somehow, even if it's not you know, forex or futures, options, stocks, crypto. I don't care. But the financial markets, the money markets, trading markets is an avenue, a way out for a lot of people that didn't have a way out before. So if you can recognize, and you're one of the lucky ones that was exposed to this, because a lot of people still don't even know about it, but you were lucky enough to have somebody tell you about it, and now you know, and you're seeing this whole community of people online, young people at that, being able to do it. Why can't you? You know, so don't let your life hold you back. Don't let it make excuses for things. Try to overcome, sacrifice, surround yourself with the right people, ask for help if you need it, and find a way. Find a way, because anything worth having is gonna be tough. It's gonna be very difficult, but it'll be worth it, all right? So that's what I got for this quick vlog here. God kids are here. I'm about to go play with them for a little bit. And I don't know, I'll catch y'all on the next setup, on the next trade. Y'all be good. It's your girl, SimplefX, and I'll see y'all in the next one.